Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. Good morning to you. All right, welcome back. We're going to discuss today how to keep it confident while working from home. And I talk about this quite often across different videos of how important self-confidence plays in being an excellent work from home employee. Okay. So it says whether you're on day one or day 1000 of working from home, your confidence can start to deteriorate. We put together some tips on how to remain confident while working from your living room. Remember breezing into the office 5 minutes early with your steaming hot coffee for your work wife? How about belly laughing with your coworkers over a celebratory lunch after a huge milestone? And then there's the time your boss slowed down on her midday walk around the office to tell you what a great job you're doing with a huge smile. We know there's slogging through a commute. There's the crappy office coffee you drink just to get you through that 3 o'clock slump. And there's spending hours and hours of every week in the same fluorescent lit office. But isn't there also a little bit of romance in working from an office? Maybe not romance. I'm glad they said that. But there's a human connection. There's a physical pat on the back. There's real-time face-to-face collaboration when you work in an office. Maybe you miss it. Maybe you don't. Regardless of your feelings on the permanence of working from home, you may have felt a little bit of digital fatigue and momentary lapse of confidence. The downside of working from home is great, seriously. As with anything, there are ups and downs. For example, many have reported suffering from Zoom fatigue, endless meetings intended to replicate in-office chatter, and overall lack of recognition. Since working from home, have you asked yourself the following? Does anybody even notice what I'm doing? It can be difficult to feel seen when working remotely. Sure, your boss might love you, your work, and your ideas, but maybe he or she hasn't had the time to express that. In short, we're all learning how to operate remotely from the ground up, okay? And so sure, your boss it says that includes your boss. And then how to cultivate lasting confidence while working from home. It says at the date of publish, we were over 7 months into the new normal, COVID-19 life, okay? And so then many of us have made tiny workspaces in the corners of our kitchen, in the garage, or in our bedrooms. Working parents have navigated impossible decisions when it comes to balancing a full-time job, childcare, and what to do about all of it. In short, nothing is easy and everything is hard. But in the words of Glennon Doyle, we can do hard things, right? So it says, in the face of an uncertain future based in our homes, we think the most important thing we can hold on to is our confidence. That is why we put together 6 ways to make sure you can gather confidence to fuel your work from home productivity. Okay, so let's get started here. Create checkpoints with your leadership and your team. Getting feedback is tough. No, we're not saying that hearing negative feedback is tough, though. That is also true. We're saying that it can be difficult to get feedback to begin with. When working from home, like it or not, many of us exist in somewhat of a personal silo. We're not in the same office, hearing the same noises or facing the same distractions. Everyone is in their own space, doing their own thing. When it comes to work responsibilities and home responsibilities, feedback is key to constant, meaningful growth at work. Feedback is more than a message saying great job or you misspelled this word. So how do you get real feedback? Take it to your weekly schedule. That's how. Do your work to create checkpoints with your team and or leadership. Create weekly, monthly, or quarterly meetings and stick to it. Okay, so feedback is important because feedback just lets you know where you are, right? Because remember, you can get kind of lost in being in in your home, and it's not the same. I mean, maybe not the way that this author started with explaining the office. It kind of took me for a loop, but I definitely understand the point that's being made. And yes, I mean, that body language, that those the door, for me, it was, I think about when I was working with Jerry. My office was right across from Jerry's when I worked at, do I want to say what company I was working at? I'm not. Okay. Anywho, my office was right across from the owner, right? And so I could tell what mood he was in. I could tell if he was there, and I could tell what mood he was in based on whether or not that door was open, based on how his assistant was reacting. So there's things that you miss from being in the office for sure, right? So that weekly, monthly, or quarterly meeting is kind of your only touch point that you have. And if you are a person that needs more, advise your boss that you need more, And so there should already be one that's kind of worked out in a plan as far as what you're doing, just because your boss's boss wants to know the productivity. But definitely, if you need more, please let your boss know that, because feedback is definitely important for your confidence. I always talk about how even for the winner, they need feedback as well, because of the fact that they too want to hear how great of a job that they're doing, right? Just because you're winning doesn't mean you don't need to hear, hey, great job. Okay. And I want to make sure I stress that, because a lot of jobs that I've had, whether in person and or work from home, people think just because I am or used to be a perfectionist. I'm not a perfectionist now, but I am definitely always an excellent worker, right? Because of the fact that I have a way of going in and identifying what needs to be fixed, right? And I will first master my job before I begin to share and help the company begin to get that thing aligned, right? But I still wanted to hear I'm doing great, okay? And no, I do not want to be paid in emotional coupons. There is a book out about that, and I love that author for her book, because her book changed my life. I don't allow you to pay me with emotional coupons, right? You will pay me in my paycheck. However, I still want to hear that I'm doing a great job. So you guys need to keep that in mind. Your winner still wants to hear great job winning, okay? And we are here to support you. And you want to do that because they too can get burnt out. Always being a winner requires a level of consistency that most people don't have, okay? We can have hours and countless conversations about consistency. Consistency is something I only just recently mastered. I've talked about in my previous videos how I learned that word, to focus on that. I first heard it from my ex-husband. My ex-husband is a musician, and he used to say all the time, Kendra, consistency. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. And it took me forever to want to do what he said, because there is a discipline in consistency that is just at times unnerving, right? I don't want to be consistent every day, right? But I want to win, and I want to win consistently. So I got to be consistent. So please say thank you to your winners. All right, off my soapbox. Number 2. How to keep your confidence, right? Is to ask for support when you need it, and be there to support when you can. Okay. So just like asking for feedback, you'll want to ask for support when you need it. As I mentioned, even for the winner, you let them know, if you need us, we are still here. Just because you're winning does not mean that we are expecting you to carry it all on your own. We know that the same way that you're winning, you can have an off day. Right? Something tragic can happen, and not that tragic has to happen. It just might be an off day, right? So you want to make sure that you let them know that others that you can ask for support and you will offer support. I'm going to stop talking and go back to the article. Okay. So you see, this strange thing happens when your work lives at your house, you see, this strange thing happens when your work lives at your house with you. Sometimes you just don't stop working, and you should. You really should, okay? It's not just sustainable to be at work 24 hours a day. If you're constantly pulling 60 to 70 hours of 60 to 70 hour weeks, ask for support. If your work from home situation is difficult due to limited space or childcare responsibilities, ask for help. One amazing aspect of remote work is that it can be flexible and creative. Brainstorm new solutions either on your own or with management to make it work for your specific needs. Absolutely. Ask for help, offer help. If you notice that you have a coworker or a peer that is working often, and if you can and you have the bandwidth, ask if there's any way that you can assist them, because no one should be out of work-life balance, okay? Burnout is real, and burnout actually it doesn't just affect you, it affects the entire team, right? If you're a person that's carrying a lot of weight, we notice when you're gone. All right. So if you need assistance and you need support, please ask. And if you notice that your peer or colleague needs assistance and or support, if you have the bandwidth, please offer. So number 3, share your wins and share your colleagues' wins. Work home, work home, work home on repeat. Times 1,000. Break up the monotony by setting goals. When you achieve those goals, celebrate the heck out of them. Don't let big wins go unnoticed, whether they are yours or they belong to your colleagues, okay? It's important whenever possible to be a human and crack open a kombucha and celebrate. I like that. Definitely. You definitely want to celebrate those wins. I mean, they don't happen often. They don't happen every day. So you want to celebrate those wins. And even if it's not your win, celebrating with your colleague just kind of, just boosts your confidence as well, because in that being excited for them, it sends shocks of excitement through you, and it changes your day. Okay. Number 4, learn new skills and create progress reports for yourself. Always be learning new skills. Okay. Not sure what's the most marketable skill for your position or for your next desired position? Easy. Google your job titles. Open a job description and highlight the skills you could develop. Now go learn it. All right. Job descriptions are the ultimate cheat sheet. Look at them often and keep yourself competitive with the best of the best in your field. Absolutely. Sometimes reading those job descriptions, you realize how fantastic you are, because you're like, oh, I can do that too. Oh, I know how to do that. Oh man. Maybe I should be doing that job, so whatever it takes to boost your confidence, please take the moment to do it. Okay. Number 5, keep your resume and LinkedIn up to date. All right. So remember how you scrambled to update your resume and your LinkedIn profile the last time you were job hunting? Don't save your achievements, updates, and professional accomplishments to your next job search. Always keep your LinkedIn and resume up to date and fresh. This keeps you at the top of your game, and it's really a great way to actually keep track of all that you're doing. 100% agree to that. Can't say I necessarily practice that, but I know that I should. Okay. So I hear you loud and clear. But I definitely want you to do it as well. We can be teammates and we can do it together, right? So you remind me and I remind you. Update your LinkedIn resume for each and every skill that you are learning and excelling at in your current job, so that you don't have to do it all at once, right? Sometimes it's hard to remember all the stuff you do, so it's better to do it as you go. Number 6, write a confidence mantra. Don't roll your eyes at us, just do it. All right. So it says, yeah, we know, but it helps. Before creating your mantra, identify when your confidence tends to dip. Is it after a long night of work? Is it when you can't seem to solve a problem quickly enough? Is it because someone else achieved something and you're not getting the green light with envy, and you're getting is it because someone else achieved something and you're getting a little green with envy? Whenever it is, create a mantra to pull you out of it. One helpful mantra we've been using through COVID-19 is, we're all doing the best we can, and we are, and so are you. I think I have one. I think I never realized that I have one, but it's just about I have one about giving everyone the benefit of the doubt, but also that we're human. I am human and I am allowed to make mistakes. I am a human and I'm allowed to change my mind, right? And so giving myself that space to not have to be perfect is important for me, right? A person that loves to win. And so you figure out what mantra works for you in order to keep you pressing through each and every day. All right. So just to highlight recap the points of how to cultivate lasting confidence while working from home. As you can tell, I did enjoy this article. I got a little excited. But number one, create checkpoints with your leadership and your team. Number two, ask for support when you need it and be the support when you can. Number three, share your wins and share your colleagues' wins. Number four, learn new skills and create progress reports for yourself. Number five, keep your resume and LinkedIn up to date. And number six, write a confidence mantra. She says, don't roll your eyes, just do it. All right. So I just want to say thank you for sticking it out with me until the end of this video. I certainly absolutely hope that you enjoyed this content where we talked about how to keep it confident while working from home. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello, my name is Kendra, the official business renovator. Thank you for joining my channel today, and I hope that you enjoy the content today. Feel free to like, comment, and share the video, as well as subscribe so that you can get notifications for when I release new content. Also, click the link in the bio for more products from me, as I recently released the book, The Great Promotion, and I discuss how I got promoted 4 times in 6 months and received a bonus while working from home.